welcome to another Oscars week video. Today I'm going to be talking about sound. So sound mixing, sound editing, original score and original song. And if you have missed any Oscars videos I may have already put up this week, I will leave them linked up here. Make sure you subscribe so that tomorrow's Oscars week video lands in your subscription feed, or if you are still waiting for me to get back to talking about books, that will be with you next week, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that, me getting back to books. So let's jump right in with sound editing. The nominees in this category are Black Panther, Bohemian Rhapsody, First Man, A Quiet Place and Roma. And this one was quite an obvious choice for me. I'm going with A Quiet Place because I thought that the sound editing in that one was just absolutely fantastic. It just did so many things for the film and so many things for the storyline and was just done really well. First Man also had some really good sound editing. Obviously, like your Bohemian Rhapsody and your Black Panther had some good sound editing as well, but those for me, quite a lot of those two films were loud a lot of the time, whereas A Quiet Place, you had that differentiation, and that differentiation really meant something. The same with First Man as well, but definitely going for A Quiet Place over First Man. Roma was kind of the opposite of Black Panther and Bohemian Rhapsody, where it was very quiet all of the time and remained quiet. There was no kind of peaks and troughs and builds according to the storyline, so that's why I've gone with A Quiet Place. Then we have sound mixing, so we have Black Panther, Bohemian Rhapsody, First Man, Roma and A Star Is Born. So very similar to what I said in the previous category. Bohemian Rhapsody, if it hadn't had good sound mixing, it wouldn't have succeeded as a film, because otherwise it just would have been awful to listen to. Roma, I'm not sure why it's nominated in this category. I'm just not. I thought it had one kind of level and one thing going on with it, and so yeah, not particularly. And Black Panther, yeah, again, it was quite loud a lot of the time, and that was it. So I'm going with A Star Is Born in this category because I like particularly the concert scenes. I think they did a really good job with the sound mixing, with the musicians on stage and the audience and the backstage, and the kind of overall, I thought they did a really good job with this one. So then we have original score and original song. In terms of original score, we have Black Panther, Black Klansman, If Beale Street Could Talk, I Love Dogs and Mary Poppins Returns. So Black Panther, Black Klansman and If Beale Street Could Talk, when I was looking back on them, I saw all of these in the cinema, and when I was looking back on them, I couldn't think of their score. I couldn't think, it wasn't memorable, it didn't stick in my head. With If Beale Street Could Talk, it was really the story and the characters that sticks in my head, and I don't even remember there being a score behind it to some extent. So yeah, so they ruled those out for me. I Love Dogs was an interesting score. It was quite samey, and so at points got a little bit irritating in some ways. It's definitely memorable though, so it could be a strong contender. So for me, kind of out of almost process of elimination, Mary Poppins Returns would be my pick for this one, because I went back and saw this again in the cinema because of the songs, because of the score, because I wanted that musical feel-good aspect to it. So that would be the pick for original score from me. And then original songs, we have All the Stars from Black Panther. As I mentioned in the previous category, I did not remember this one, so I had to go to YouTube and play it before thinking about this category. We have I'll Fight from RBG. Awesome documentary, highly recommend. Again, couldn't remember the song, so I had to go to YouTube and find it. Then The Place Where Lost Things Go, which I don't think was the strongest song in the film. totally up for discussion, obviously, but I thought there were other songs when I went back and rewatched it, this is after the nominations, that were stronger for me, and so I wouldn't pick that one. Then When a Cowboy Trades His Spurs for Wings from the ballad Buster Scruggs, that was a really cool song, and I like the way it was introduced into the film, but it's in the very, very first section of the film, and so by the time you get to the end of it, because it's like 6 separate stories, it doesn't really match with the other stories in that film overall, and so you like it at the time, but then it's quite forgettable as well. And so my pick for this one, it's won other awards as well, so I'm going with Shallow from A Star Is Born, which I absolutely loved and have listened to, and is memorable, definitely. So there you have my sound picks for the Oscar nominated films and the Oscar nominated songs and scores. As always, if you disagree with me or have other opinions on these things, please do let me know in the comments. I would love to discuss it with you there. If you have missed any other Oscar videos this week, I will leave them linked for you so you can go back and catch up. Make sure you're subscribed so that tomorrow's Oscar week video lands in your subscription feed. And yes, thank you very much for watching. I will see you tomorrow.